Hello, this is Kenneth De Vera, and today we are going to solve an equation through four different methods of quadratic equation. The four methods are completing the square, factoring, extracting the roots, and quadratic formula. So first, we will use the quadratic formula. So now, this is the given x squared plus 2x plus 4 equals 0. This is a standard form. Now we will convert it to quadratic formula. So we will put it in this. Now we will convert it to a, b, and c. So a is equals to 1, b is equals 2, and c is equal to 4. Since they are all positives, we have no longer needed to put positive sign on them. So now this a, b, and c, we will put it in quadratic formula. So this will be x is equals to negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This is the quadratic formula. Now we will put all the numbers as the substitute for this letter. So it will be x is equals to negative 2 positive negative square root of 2 squared minus 4, and a is 1 and c is 4 over 2, and a is 1, so 2 times 1. So it will be like this. X is equals to negative 2 positive negative square root of 2 squared minus 4, and a is 1 and c is 4. So it will be negative 4 times 1 times 4 over 2a, which is a is equals to 1, so it will be 2 times 1. Now we are going to simplify it. So it will be x is equals to positive times negative is negative. So it will be negative 2 positive negative square root of b is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 1, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Times 4 is negative 16, since positive times negative is negative. So we will put negative 16 over 2 times 1 is 2. There. And now, at the next step, we will have two solutions. So we will split it into there. So the first solution will be x is equals to negative 2 positive square root of 4 negative 16 is 12, negative 12 over 2. There. Our second solution will be x is equals to negative 2 negative square root of negative 12 over 2. It will be like this. So now, since negative 12 have no square root, we will we have no choice but to let them be. So this is now our first solution. Our first solution is x is equals to -2 positive square root of -12 over 2. Our second solution is x is equals to -2 negative square root of -12 over 2. So now our answer will be both. So x squared x. So the first solution is equals to -2 and 4 and -12 over 2. And then our second solution is, so after we get the first and second solution, we will now get the answer. So it will be equals to -2 positive negative, it will be -2 positive square root of -12 over 2 and -2 negative square root of 12 over 2. There. Since this is a positive square root and this is a negative square root, we can now cancel it. So it will cancel out, and then we will cancel this too. So our remaining number, our remaining monomial is -2. So the final answer will be x is equals to -2. There, 2. Okay. So the next method, the second method, is called factoring. And now, this given equation, x squared plus 2x plus 4 equals 0, which is a standard form, will now be converted to factoring. So, this is the given, and now we will put it in this term, x. So, we will create a parenthesis on x squared. So we will split this into 2, so they will have their own parentheses, and then we will add this to the factor of b and c. So the factor of b is 2 and c is 4. So the factor of 2 and 4 is 2. So we will put 2 here. So it will be x plus 2 and x plus 2. There. And now, since we have two parentheses, we will now split it again to get two solutions. So, solution 1 is x plus 2, and solution 2 is x plus 2. There. Now, 2, now we will let the positive 2 outside the term. So it will be, and while it's outside the term, the positive 2, when its position has been moved out or in the term, it will be the opposite of its current sign. So this is positive 2. Now that we let them out, it will be negative 2. And the other one is the same as well since they are both the same. So x is positive 2. It will be x is equals to negative 2 since we push them out the term. Now, since they both have the same answer, we now have the solution that x is equals to negative 2. There. So now, our third method is called completing the square. So this given x squared plus 2x plus 4 is equals to 0, we will now convert it through completing the square method. So it will be x squared plus 2x plus 4 equals to 0. And now, plus 4 or positive 4 will be thrown out, thrown outside. So if you switch the position of a number, its sign will be the opposite. So if you move the positive 4 outside, it will be negative 4, and the b, it will be like this. B over 2 squared is equals to b squared is equals to b. So we will use this method right here. Okay, so we just there. So now it will be parenthesis 2 over 2 squared. 2 over 2 is 1 squared, and 1 squared is 1. There. So the result is positive 1. Yeah, positive 1. So now we will use this. We will put this here and also here outside. There, it will now be x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals to negative 4 plus 1. So now we will use the x and the 2x, so it will be x plus 2 squared equals negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. There. And now, after getting this term, we will now square root both of the terms. So it will be square root of x plus 2 squared equals to square root of negative 3. So since this is a squared and this is a square root, we will just cancel this and also the parenthesis since it completes the term. There. So it will be, but there is no square root of negative 3. So we will just keep it that way. So it will be positive negative square root of 3, negative 3. So it will be x plus 2 equals positive negative square root of negative 3. And now we will push the positive 2 out. So it will be x is equals to negative 2 positive negative square root of negative 3. So now, since this has positive and negative sign, we have to do a double solution there. So we will split this. The first the first one will be the first equation will be x is equals to negative 2 positive square root of negative 3. And our second one is x is equals to negative 2 negative square root of negative 3. Like this. This is the first and this is the second. The only difference in this first and second are the signs. Since we split up this sign and having two solutions, we will have this method. So since since positive square root of negative 3 and negative square root of 3 is still not simplified. We cannot simplify this. So we will keep it that way, and then the answer will be negative 2. X squared is negative 2 positive square root of negative 3 and negative 2 negative square root of negative 3, like that. So now they are now in one single answer. Since this is positive square root and this is negative square root, we can cancel this there. So the remaining term is negative 2. So x is equals to negative 2. There. Now, the final and last method will be extracting the square roots. So, now the equation will be converted through this method, extracting the square roots. So, this is the given x squared plus 2x plus 4 is equals to 0. So now, all we're going to do is we are dividing all of this into 2. So it will be over 2 over 2 over 2. So x squared over 2 is x squared plus 2x over 2. Since they are both the same number, we will just cancel it out. So it will be positive x. And positive 4 over 2 is 2. Since 2 equals 0. There. And now we are going to do the we are this the B and C are going to be put outside. So it will be x squared equals negative x negative 2, like this. X squared is equals to negative x and negative 2. And now what we're going to do is we are going to square root. We are going to use the square root. So uh, square root of Walang tinta. Square root of... The square root of x squared is x. There. X is equals to square root of negative x. Since we cannot square negative, it will be, we will just put an imaginary positive to cancel out this. So it will be put like positive. It will be positive x, negative x minus square root of 2 is, square root of negative 2 is negative 2. Like this. And now positive x and negative x, we will cancel it out. So our final step is x is equals to negative 2 is negative 2. Now all of these four methods with the same given have the same answer. So thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something from it. Thank you. God bless.